Hi coaches, it's Max. So I was thinking, and like after the reflection of like my individual meetings, I was thinking like, okay, so I have all these goals and these kids have all these goals and they want to succeed in all these different things, and like I gave them tips and whatever, but I was like, I feel like there's more that is needed from my end, because like I can't just say like, oh, go work out in the summer. Like it's just things like that. I'm like, that there's something missing. Or like when we get back in the pool, like how are we gonna promote them to like keep working hard and like get through the struggles that are gonna come from being out of the water and having their season end so abruptly. And through the research, I found that this term called modeling environments was conducive for learning and productive for these kids to learn from us and grow and all that kind of stuff. So it kind of leads into the idea of like the expectation that we have for our team starts with us. So it puts a bit more responsibility and onus on us, but what they like, it's that's the way that we'll see change in our athletes. Because one of the things I found was, so these adults were with a group of children, and it was a study, but they were with a group of children and they were working at opening a box. And I think it was a cardboard box, so you could just open the flaps like this, but they did it in a different way. They did it by like tapping the top of the box and the side 3 times and then opening the box. And they found out that all these kids followed their lead that way. So even though you can just open the box by doing that, the children tapped the box 3 times on the front and the side and then opened the box, because they followed the lead of the people they look up to. And for us, that is our teams and that is our athletes. Like, they look up to us, they see us as leaders, and they see us as the people that will help shape them without them realizing it, but that's who we are. So as we say to our teams, like, oh, I want us to work hard, I want us to come to practice every day with that positive mindset, I want us to work well as a team, that begins with us. They look up to us and we help shape them, and they are very impressionable from us. So all of that stuff that we want, we have to see in ourselves and lead by example first before we have that expectation from them. So we have to kind of look internally and realize that this is going to take some self-reflection. It's going to take some discomfort, some struggles, and vulnerability for us to fall and get back up again, because that is what we want from them. So we need to see it in ourselves and have that from ourselves before anything else can happen. And that kind of begins with finding your core values as a coach and finding what a productive environment looks like for you and your team. And that takes time, and it takes work to find that environment, find those values, but then also find the ways that you yourself are going to model that for your team. So a thought that I had, and from the work and the research I did, was being open to your team right away off the bat and be like, hey guys, like, I'm gonna try something new today, you let me know how it goes. Like, I just want to see if this is helpful for you guys. And that growth mindset we were talking about, like, learn by doing, and then if it doesn't work, we go again, or if it does work, we keep building off of it. But opening up that door for them to have an impact and have a voice, and you being vulnerable with them, which is difficult. I don't like doing it, it's uncomfortable, but that is how they become vulnerable with us, and that is how they try things with the potential of failure, but also with the opportunity of success and opportunity to learn. So trying that new coaching style, trying that new drill, and then reflecting with them and saying, like, okay guys, like, how did that go? Like, did we like that? And if they say yes, then we were like, okay, great, like, and we can try it this way, this way, this way. Or if they're like, no, like, we did not like that, that was not helpful to us, then we go, okay, back to the drawing board, let's try something new. And that's okay. It's uncomfortable and it sucks sometimes, but if we want that from them, if we expect them to just try everything and be okay with failure, then we have to see that in ourselves as well. Okay, so it's a big thing about leading by example, which is uncomfortable, but it's productive. Okay, so with that, with finding those core values and opening up our vulnerability and being vocal with our teams, we encourage a sense of psychological safety for these kids. And for them, I think it's a really important thing, especially for the younger girls, is that they're developing who they are, and they're kind of finding themselves and finding their identity. So creating a space where they feel comfortable opening up and saying things without repercussions or negative repercussions, or, you know, seeing older people that they look up to being vulnerable with them allows them to feel that with us. And, you know, for us to go through it, to work through these struggles and try things with the potential of failure, it creates empathy from our side and theirs, because once they start to go through it and once they start to try things and like model what we've done, they'll understand the struggles and we'll understand the struggles that they're going through, which creates a stronger relationship between them and us, and that sense of empathy that I just said, which, you know, also just creates a deeper bond between ourselves and them as a team. Because, you know, if they see like Stacy is struggling with this, but she keeps working at it and she's open like to another one of her teammates, that teammate that she opens up to is going to be like, yeah, like you're working really hard and now I want to work hard and I want to be open with you, and I get these struggles, but I get that I can see that you're working and you're going to succeed, so I will do the same, which just overall creates that bond with that teammate. So I think it's more than just the skills that we teach them, you know, like we teach them how to do a back layout, how to do all these things, but it's like the deeper, more vulnerable things that will actually help them in the longer term in the sport, but also out of the sport, which is also really important. And I think that kind of stems from that modeling thing, and it's a little bit complex, I think, but it also kind of just makes sense, you know. We want them to lead, but they follow from us, right? So going back to like those core values and those core points, we have to think of some things that we want, and I just have a couple examples, but, you know, if we want them to ask for more feedback, then like we did in our individual meetings, we ask them, what can I do for you? What do you need from me for you to be better? And that takes time, it takes consistency, and it takes action. Okay, so asking this often is going to help promote them to be like, okay, like my coach cares. My coach wants me to tell them what I need from them. So eventually, after we keep asking them that and we act on it, and it progresses for a long amount of time, they're gonna just start asking us for feedback and asking us these things without us provoking that. That doesn't mean we stop it, but it opens the door for them to be like, okay, so they promote this, so I'm gonna just start doing it. Okay? Or if we want them to work in teams, then we say, okay guys, we're gonna work in groups today. We're gonna work as a team and I want you to focus on this, this, this. You know? If we always do that, then naturally they're gonna start leaning towards teamwork and wanting to work as groups and pushing each other and all those kind of things. Okay? If we model that for them, that's gonna become part of their natural environment as well. Again, it takes time, it takes work, and it takes effort. But aren't those the expectations we have for all of our team? Right? The skills are different. We want them to get more flexible. And yes, I'm not going to do my splits every day and see them do that. But if we promote a positive workplace and we say like, hey guys, how was flex today? Hey guys, have we worked on our flex? I think that's really important. Then, you know, it's going to start modeling for them. They're going to be like, yeah, like flex is important. I need to work on that. Okay, but our modeling for them impacts our whole group environment, and the intention with that is really important. So you have to find those things that are important to you, and it's not going to be 10 things, it's going to be 2 or 3, because we're only capable of so much, and so are they. But it starts somewhere, and it starts with us, and it starts with what is the most important to us to get to that productive team. Okay? And it's opening ourselves up to those struggles, to that learning, to that discomfort, in order to make change, because we want that from our team and we want that for ourselves, you know, that learning learning mindset, the growth mindset. We learn from the struggles. Okay, if we want them to have that, if we want them to be like, okay, you get knocked down, but you get back up and you keep going, we do that ourselves, and then that will follow through with them. Okay, so it's kind of a deep one, I think, and it kind of, like, for me, it kind of blew my mind a little bit, like this modeling thing. I was like, oh my god, like there's so much more to it than I think I ever realized, but it makes sense to me. Like, yes, we have a team captain, but we are the captain of the ship. Okay, so I hope you guys like it. I hope we can all work on that together and work on it as a collective coaching group, because I think it's really important from us as well. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Peace out.